Yes, I can. What about you?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you today?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm really good. Thank you for asking. And how was your day so far? What did you do?
I think that it's pretty good, and I have the resource for 3 out of 8. 3 out of 8 tests so far.
So you have 5 more tests to do it.
Now I have 5 more tests, and I know the score. So right now, that I know three. I know the results. From 3 out of 8 tests.
And what are the results of these tests?
So about the literature, I got 7.5 out of 10.
Are you satisfied with this score?
Yeah, I think that I'm feeling that when I'm finished the test, I have a prediction that I will get around 7 or 8, and I think that my prediction are actually true.
Okay. So, and what was it? Was it hard to do it, or what was it?
I think that it's pretty hard, and you know that almost half of the students in my class can't go over 8.
Okay, and what is the reason because of that?
Because it's very hard, like that's like so. Yeah, I think that all comes from the note that we have to learn about the Chinese poems. Very complicated. It's also noticed about rhymes, the rhythms, and the volumes when you read those poems. These are very small poems, but it's very meaningful and it's very symbolized. So it took a lot of effort. So the highest student is 9.5 or 10. It's literally equal to A plus.
Oh, very
And
nice.
The lowest is 6. So I think so say D if in the English rankings. About the English, I got 8.1 out of 10.
8? 8?
No, actually I know 4. I know 4 subjects. So the second is English. I got 8.1 out of 10. The best one is 9.8 out of 10, and the lowest is 5.6 out of 10.
Wow! And why is that so different between, for example, with someone who is the best,
the highest and the lowest?
Yes.
Because in my class, that is the differences are like very big. And the next one is math. I got 8.3 out of 10. The best one is 10 out of 10. Yeah, the best is 10 out of 10, and the lowest is 5 out of 10.
And why is that big difference between the best and
I think that's probably because that my class has some students who are very good, that they know the grade 9 knowledge. Who some students who are very bad, they don't even know the knowledge for grade number 7, like that. And fourth is the IT. Because that each one is doing in the individual computer, so I don't know exact the highest. The highest is probably 10, because I am 10. I am 10 out of 10 in literature, but I don't know the lowest. Yes, in every students do on their own individual computer, so I only know about the highest. And a lot of students have 10, so it's very normal.
Okay, and do you have, this is interesting question that I want to ask you. Do you have someone, for example, I just give you one example, who is, for example, who has like 9 in math and 5 in literature, or 5 or 6
very different. I know about the student in my class, but I only know about this test. I only know about the enter 1 test. It's 1 test. So a student who got the 5.5 in literature, 5 in English, and 9 in math, like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is something that is, yes, because for example, if I remember correctly, okay, so we used to have grades, our grades when I was in your age. We used to have we used to go to primary school. We used to have grades 1 to 5. Okay, 5 is the best, obviously. 1 is really bad, or F on if we compare with American students. So okay, so I used to have a problem because in math I was really good, I was I was getting A or A plus or
Yeah.
5 plus, but in science or physics, C or 3. And the teacher who teach me science, he asked me, how do you have 5 in math and 3 in my subject? This is impossible.
Yeah.
And I was saying, I don't know, ask my
Like,
math
I
teacher.
think that I know about the first subject. I know about the first subject and I know to tell the score. That is history and geography. In some other countries, that they are 2 individual subjects, but in Vietnam is a 1 subject. So each subject was 5 points. So for I think that my history is 4.25 out of 5. But my geography only 3.25 out of 5. So 7.5 out of 10. And my parents that have an offers for me for the test score. So if I gain 9, I guess about $0.7 or about 10 Vietnamese dong. About if I got 9.5, I got $1. And if I gain 10, I get $3 to $1.50 from that. And there is a very thing that it literally like give me no results. That is, if one test except literature is under 8, the money resets to 0.
Okay.
Yeah, and the lowest literature can be 7.5, or is 8. So only 1 subject can reset my money to 0. And you know that both midterm 1 test and enter 1 test are against no money, because one subject just resets the money. And this test this term is also the same. You know, as I said before, I got the little history and geography that is 7.5 out of 10, and that also resets my money to 0.
Oh,
yeah,
pretty much hard.
I think I have to wait until the enter 2 test, and this is my last chance. But I think it's gonna happen, since that it's very complicated. I have to know a lot of things, and it's very hard. So I think I try and get an 8. If all subjects are in 8, then I will get the amount of money depends on my score, like that. But right now at 3 terms, I get no money.
Okay, pretty much hard, a hard situation. We didn't had okay, some I explained you before when I was, for example, your age, we just have in certain subjects we used to have exams like this that you mentioned right now. For example, in math, in Serbian language. Okay, let's call this literature, but Serbian literature. Okay, and English, no, we didn't have anything with English. The only serious things that we used to have were math and Serbian language. After that, some some subjects like science, like physics, like chemistry, like history, geography, etc. So yeah, and there was at least in my when I was in school, I used to have, for example, some subjects that I'm really good at, and some subjects that I'm really bad at.
Yeah.
So yes, because we used to have we call this this is like geometry, but it's mixed with some other subjects. And in this geometry, when we need to draw something, circles, we need to draw some shapes. You need to.
That is like charts, drawing charts.
Yeah.
Pie chart, the bar chart. You know that in PowerPoint, but the PowerPoint is a chart. It's a chart in the this make a drawing very easy. But do you know that drawing a chart is very hard? Even though I got 1.5 in my geometry test, This test, I get full points from each. There are 2 questions and 8 multiple choice questions. So the first question is drawing a chart and summarize it. I got full points. I got 1.5 out of 1.5. The second is the hard questions. I have to tell you a story that in Vietnam there is a hard questions that is it make a difference between 9.5 and 10. That question is very hard, but only worth half a point. This is the test which is the 10 actually worth. If we make it so easy, then the 10 is like tapping like no value. So that kind of questions is a burnout. And in geography, there's still a kind of question that is worth half a point. And you know what's the price? I get half that. I got 0.25 out of 0.5.
Why?
This is very, I only answer half of them. And you're not out of 8 multiple choice questions, I wrong 3 of them. And you know that 8 multiple choice question is a quarter of a point. So I lose 1.75 points because of that. So as you see, the test is like very hard. And the last questions, the more point. And for example, wrong 1 questions in different situations. For example, if there are 20 questions, you wrong 1 question, then you already get 9.5. But if there are 2 questions, you wrong 1, you get 5. Yeah, like that. So the amount of questions is very less. The amount of points that given into a test, into each question is increased. So that's why that if there are more questions, then they can like gain a lot more points than it's used to be, like that. So in test in Vietnam is kind of very hard, and this geography is also very hard. You know that there is a sad fact about me. Yeah, a sad fact about me that I am the 3rd worst student in geography. Third worst. The 2 students that go below me is the 2nd lowest. Is he is 2.75, and the last ones that the last one, which is the lowest, is a guy who he is 1.5 out of 5. But lucky for him, because his history is 5 out of 5. So wow. 6 out of 5, 6 out of 10 is still enough. And do you know that under 5, what will happen? Is a disabled. It's in Vietnam that called is a disabled score. And do you know what happens when you have a disabled score in one single test, in one single subject, in even a single term? Do you know what happened?
What happened?
You can't go up the next class.
Next grade.
Yeah, just one. Yeah, I have to say back that is only one subject have disabled points in one single term that you get under 5. You cannot go to the next grade. You have to study back.
Study back all over again.
Okay. Just in cheats is a very hard thing. Do you know that what will happen if you cheat? If you cheats, 3 punishment. That subjects go down. The reset. That subject you get 0. And 0 is a disabled score. So which means you have to study back.
Of course.
Next one is work with parents. And can't go to school for a week.
Oh, let's say.
Yes, she's like very bad, like that. You know that in some other countries, in like in Germany, cheats can go to jail.
Really?
Yes, I heard about this story, but they have this video about facts about the test, and they mentioned in some countries. Specifically in China. You know that before going in, you have to go through a lot of checks, like in airports. You know that before you can go on a plane, you have to check everything in your body, everything in the luggage, right?
Of course.
The same thing in China, tests. And there are flight clamps, flight comps. there are lots of people who are carefully, and there are lots of cameras and hidden cameras. Just 1 second of cheats, a single second, you can go to jail instantly.
Wow.
It's just go to jail. Even though you're not 18, you still have to go to jail for about a month. And of course, get 0 and even 1 second of cheat that can cause it for the whole gate of success to be closed. So if a student cheats, then they won't have future. Because that if the certificates that contain a cheat, then it don't have any value. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Story said that this is not good. If you cheat, you get 5. If you not cheat, you get 5. Rather than you cheat, you get 0. I think that's the lesson.
Yes, I never cheat. I can say that when I used to be in a school, in a primary school and high school, because I was afraid of punishment. Punishment, like you mentioned. Okay, punishment. Okay, bad grade, angry parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calling parents and 0.
Yeah.
The lesson go to 0.
No, you will get. You will not get 0. You will get the grade 1.
In tests, there is also 3 rules about the absent. So do you want me to talk about this?
Yes, of course. It's an interesting topic.
The first rule is if you want to absent, like when you are sick, your home has a funeral, or somebody died in your family, like that. Then the latest time you can send the letter into the principal is a day. For example, if you if you have no time, then send to your students by message, and then the teacher will send to the principal, at least an hour before the test. The second rule: the students who are come late can only be assessed do the test for the remaining time. For example, if the test is 90 minutes, you go like 10 minutes, you have 80, or even you go like 89 minutes, you have a minute left to do the test, like that. And the third rules are the worst. Absent the test with no reasons, get 0. That's 3 rules.
3 rules. Yes. Okay. So
about absent.
Strict rules. Okay. So these rules are very, very strict. Okay. And I think yes, this is something that can be really strict. And in my opinion, this is something that let's say, how should I describe? We used to have. I don't want to say similar things. We used to have something about these rules that you mentioned. We couldn't. For example, we couldn't pass the exam if we for example, if we are doing some bad things like cheating or everything else, because in our class, someone who cheats, this is a bad person. It was treated like a bad person. But I used to have, if you want to hear one interesting story about my college, what happened? Yes. Okay, I cannot remember this subject that used to be. Okay, so we have here. Okay, so we have here. That was my first grade on a college. Okay, so we used to have 4 exams in the first semester. That means the 4 exams in the first couple of months. So October, November, December. Yes, we used to have 4 subjects, really complicated 4 subjects. First subject was English, math, economy, microeconomy, and macroeconomy. 4 subjects. Subjects were books for this economy subjects were like this thick, really thick. Okay, and we used to have exam. I remember that we used to have exam on January, and I didn't pass any because you can, for example, if you're not satisfied with the grades, you can, for example, decline. You don't want to pass. You want, because we used to have 5 to 10. 5 to 10, you have grades 5 to 10, and you, for example, I get 7 or 8 and 7 on math, 8 on English, and I didn't want to have these grades in my to be calculated because I could decline and go on another exams. No problem. After that, I passed these 4 exams. It was really hard. The another 4 exams we used to have in June or July. And and in my country, we used to study together. Okay, so you have a really complicated things that you need to learn. There are, for example, some friends of yours who can help you with these subjects, etc. if you don't understand. And we used to have another 4 subjects. But I moved these subjects at the beginning of January. I moved for later, and I couldn't finish the first year like I want to finish. So what happened? Okay, we used to have in June, we used to have some subjects. In July also, okay, only one subject. I left only one subject, okay. You can transfer this subject to go to the 2nd grade of your college, but okay, but you need to take this exam with you. And I didn't have time to learn this exam because we used to have around 96 questions. And I used to have only 4 days to prepare this. Impossible. This is impossible because the questions were so difficult. And I used to be on a budget. That means that I used to, for example, the government pay me to study because I was good in a high school. And what happened? We have me and a friend of mine. We used to have 96 questions, really hard questions. And because let's say it was paid by the government, so it's okay. So you can go all over again, or to show up in October, November, to study. And I used to say to my friend, okay, let's try to go on this test. Let's just try. Let's see the questions. Okay, if we don't pass, who cares? Okay, no problem. We will show up another time. It's not a problem for us. And he was saying, yes, of course. And we have only, after this, we didn't have 4 days. We only have 3 days, 96 questions.
Yeah.
And I was saying to him, okay, let's try to study. Let's put in, for example, if we are teachers, let's pick up some questions to learn. For example, 15, 16 questions to learn. This is, okay, let's focus to see, okay, which question we would choose if we are teachers on these exams. And we learned around 16 questions. And we agreed to be, because you need to, first is your written, you need to written on this exam. And after this, you will go on an oral exam. Oral exam means that you will go, for example, on your, let's say on your, on your oral exam. So you will say something what is happening. Okay, no problem. And he said, we are in the same group. He said, I was sitting here, he was up, and they give us 4 questions. And when I took a look at these questions, I saw the questions. We studied these questions.
Yeah. So it's like in Vietnam, there is called a word that describe when you learn something, and in a test you have exactly thing. That is like
test didn't start, and we couldn't speak, but I just glanced. I just take a quick look at him because I was like this, and he was saying, he was showing me like this. Yes, yes. We are having the questions that we learned. Okay, and we wrote the questions, we answered the questions, and we passed. We got 9. But this is not the end of the story. What happened next? Okay, so we finished this, but you need to go on your oral examination that your teachers, okay, so you're sitting in front of the teacher. Teacher asked you. We used to know that a situation was like, okay, he will because he has to exam around 200 students. He doesn't have time to exam everybody. So then he has a rule. Okay, you got your 9 on your exam. Okay, I will give you 8, and I will not ask you, and I will give you 8. Is that okay with you? If you're not satisfied, you will answer on his questions. Practically, that was the, let's say, okay, they finished the job with this. And my friend, he came, and this professor asked him, okay, so I will give you 8, and is that okay with you? And he was doing like this. Pencil?
Yeah, so like there is some acts that is normal, like putting the like I'll give you an example, like we're using this pen and we put it here.
Yeah, yes, and he was doing like this, and he was saying that was the mind game. He played the mind game with professor, and he was saying, okay, give me 8. After 1 minute of thinking, he was saying, give me 8. Because if he asks some of these questions that he doesn't know, he will be in trouble. Then after this, I came, and teacher asked me the same question. Okay, you received 9. Okay, I can give you 8. Are you satisfied with this? And you know my answer, what was it? And my answer was no. I want to answer on your questions. I want to get a 10.
Yeah.
And he was, and now he needs to ask me a lot of questions. He needs to ask me a lot of questions, and he has, I don't know, 180 students that do the same thing.
Yeah, it's like very fun. Like, what, do you laugh a lot at the situation?
Yes, and I was saying like this, I'm ready, but I wasn't ready. I bluffed. This is a bluff. And he was saying to me, okay, so he mentioned to me like this: you're brave, you have courage, your exam was really good, or your written exam was really good. Okay, because of your bravery, I will give you 10. And so he gave me the 10. And when I was walking away from this classroom, my friend stopped me and said, "Are you lost your mind? What did you do?" I felt nervous, and I was saying to him, "Okay, no problem, but okay, I will probably some questions he will ask me, and I don't know these questions. I will get 7." But I bluffed the teacher and got 10. This is the only, okay, if in a way, if we call this cheating, okay, that was cheating, but I bluffed the teacher. So I used something that, okay, it was not okay, it was not so good, but I got my 10. So, and after a couple of years, we were, I was with my friend, we were drinking coffee, and teacher came and we said, because he remembered us, he came, okay, you want to drink coffee? And after that, we told him what happened. And he mentioned to us, you are very brave, both of you. You have guts, you are very brave. So, yeah, but this is the only time that I do something that's similar to cheating. This is not cheating. I studied and I asked the questions that I knew it. So that was the atmosphere around me. Did you ever had this situation that you didn't study for a certain subject, but you know the answers? Yeah. Did you ever had this situation?
Yeah, especially math. Mm-hmm. Because that do you know that math have to go through, like, do you know about the solve the problems by making equations that I showed you before?
Yes.
Yeah, so for that I know exactly the answer. But how that I can make this equation is worth half a point. Half of the point of the problems. And half the point is solve it and find that the thing we don't know, we call it X. Like that. So there is some situation where doing math, I don't know the answer. I know the answer, but I don't know how to like describe that how I did it, like that. And it's super embarrassing, and there I have no ideas what to do next.
Okay, and what do you think about did you ever had situation, for example, that your friends are cheating on exams, or someone from your classroom, not your friends, but someone from your classroom that is cheating? Did you ever had this situation, for example?
Wait, can you do that again?
Okay, so did you ever had situation, for example, that some of your classmates are cheating?
No, but I only know about a class of a student who are in the same grade, not same class that cheats, and I think that his punishment is his punishment is the thing I've just said. He got 0 in literature, and of course 0 is a disabled score, and you know what happens.
What?
But the thing that most surprised, that is still fun. While I see him playing for basketball in the break time, he's still very fun, and I think he doesn't care about his 0. And another thing that is even more surprise, that he was my classmates in primary.
So, and what is the reason why, for example, he's doing something like this? So what was the reason about it?
I don't know. I don't know about the reasons. This is the only student in the secondary school who cheats.
And what other students think about him? What is something else that other students are thinking about this person?
No, I don't know about what happened next. I only know about he cheats. I listened to my classmate about it, and also from my teachers.
No. I'm asking you what your classmates think about this person who is cheating.
I don't know. Because I am not a student in the class, I don't know what happened.
Okay, and do you think he's a good or bad? What do you think? Like a person, you know him. So what do you think about this situation? I'm just asking you about your opinion. So the question is, what do you think about this person?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know, because that, like, I think he don't care about his or school work. Like, I don't know. I think that he used to be a good students, in the primary, if I remember correct. But I don't know what's happened to him.
Okay, overheating. We call this in my country overheating. It's someone, for example, wants to let's say maybe the pressure is too high on him. Pressure, that means, for example, that he is thinking that something is not so good, not so good about him, and this is probably the reason why he's doing something like this. Okay, before we continue, we started to speak about your exams. I want to ask you, because tomorrow we are having a makeup class, because we have a class, we will not have a class on Saturday. I just want to ask you about tomorrow. Can we start at 9:30, please?
9:30? Yeah, of course. Yes. I'm free all evening, so that's fine.
Yes, 9:30, because I have one is also makeup class at 8:30, 9:30, and 10:30. All classes, I'm having classes with all students from Vietnam that are around your age. So all students from 8:30 to 11:30 are from your age, and all of them are from Vietnam, from VIP English. Okay, and and after this, when you finish this part, okay, so with all of these exams that you're having right now, you're waiting for another exams, is that right?
I finished all the exams, but I have a 50-minute exam of chemistry.
Results.
I don't know about. I only know 5 out of 8 subjects, so I still got 3 more. And there is also one strange subject that don't exist in any other country. It's like graduates the citizens. So we will learn about stuff like a personality, like the functional management, honest, honest, and a lot more like I don't have any ideas, but like how do you graduate the citizens? Like that. And that test, I still haven't had the midterm since that my school is very special. Some subjects you may don't learn for weeks, and some others you will learn for the whole year. For example, my school have 4 different stages. Stage 1 is before midterm, midterm 1 test. We don't have any arts, and we don't have any chemistry and physics. And next stage, which is before the enter 1 test, the art is back, the biology is gone, and the physics go in. The third, that the one that the third is before time I have studied. Is art is still there. New subject. In the stage 2, that the music is gone. So and the graduate, the citizen is also gone. So the third is the subject I have just said does come back. The physics end, and the chemistry go in. And that is the fourth is I'm studying right now. That don't change anything because I've already finished.
Yes.
It's very complicated. Yeah, school in Vietnam is like a very complicated. Just not like so in other countries that each student has its own timetable. Yeah, in Australia, when I'm studying there, I noticed a lot of things. So you want me to talk about this? Like,
yes, I want. But before this, okay, I want to tell you that we have the same thing that you have. That you mentioned that only in Vietnam, people are having this. You mentioned what is the name of the subject? I just want to tell me one more time.
Like graduate the citizens. Like,
hey,
we learn about their personality. Honest, bravery, for financial management, banned the heroin and other like addicted thing, like wine, beers, or anything else. Just make sure that the main purpose of the subject is to graduate the students about the real life situations.
I want to tell you that in our schools, in our primary schools or in high schools, we also have this subject. Also, we call this behaving a good citizen, something like this. Okay, and like you mentioned, so in my country we have the same subject as you are. So, but when I was your age, we didn't. This is something that came, for example. But I know because some of my students, when I speak with them, they have this subject. Okay, they have. They can choose this subject that you mentioned. It's the similar subject or the same subject. They can choose between this subject or religious subject. So they can choose one of these two. So, and some parents want their children to have a first subject. Some parents want to have a second subject. I'm not so familiar with this, but I know that this is why this is the reason why they want to have these subjects. Okay, and can you please tell me? Let's you want to speak about Australia. So can you please tell me what is something that you want to mention about Australia?
Okay, so I think the school in there is only a single word to describe is easy. I said it to you many times. So the first, but now I think that I want to talk about another things, so you don't feel bored. First is each student has its own timetable, and there are 2 buildings instead of 1. My school is like a is like a square. It's a round square with 4 sides. Like that, and the whole school is like a whole maze. It's like a maze with lots of different rooms. But somehow, because somehow that all the students know about like the room that to curl, like the principal room, the toilet, the English room, the IT room, the PE, and a lot more. But why do some of my students still in the class that still remembers all of it? But back to a timetable, because that each student has its own timetable, which means that we don't have to care about each other's. So, and the next thing, we don't have to care about each other's about the timetables. So if students bring a book, that doesn't mean that other students have to wear that. Have to use. The second thing is students are allowed to use computers.
Oh.
Yes.
Why?
But they cannot allow to use phones, of course. But computer is allowed. And you know that because that most work done by computers. That's why that my school bag in Australia is very empty. A lot of slots are empty. Not in Vietnam where I have to wear on Monday is the nightmare. I have to wear 6 kilograms worth of books and notebook to school from there. And I have to carry that back for about 14 hours, which is
in
like
school.
Nightmare.
Wow, this is too harsh.
Yeah, that I put it down, but it can be causes for anyone to pick or to kick it out of place. And because the computer are allowed, at school breaks we can watch YouTube. Once we're eating lunch, we can we can watch YouTube or we can play game with them, which I think is very fun. The next thing is about the curriculum. Because the book most work are on computers, so assignments are like 0. Assignment is 0, literally 0. They are like, do you know that there's a fun fact? I may say it to you, but I will not remembered. Do you know that my mother, they know what I'm learning, so they can solve me some problems. But in Australia, my uncles, don't know about her son's curriculum. She don't know what she don't know what. It's her my uncle. She doesn't know what her son learned.
Just one correction. My if you say uncle is a male, is he. Aunt is she.
Yeah, I think that I don't have an aunt. Okay, so yeah, I think that like that, and the parents in Australia mostly they don't know what the son learned. The next thing is about the curriculum is about the homework. Do you know that after this class I have to do math homework before I can rest?
I think that you mentioned
in Australia that do you know that when I go home I play games straight from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Yes, it's so fun because I have no homework. I think that imagine if I come there back, probably my computer will be broken because I played them a lot. Because that there's nothing to do. And next one about the sleep. But the sleep is also depend on the education. School starts in 8:40. School starts at 8:40. So do you know that once they have the first class, we're about to finish the second. Each class is
45 minutes.
Yeah, each class is 45 minutes as normal. But there are the 6 class. There is 6 classes a day. And you know that in Monday, I have to go there earlier, but given back is the time that 2:20 is the end time. Yeah. Other days are 8:40 is the start and 3:10 is the end.
And breaks between classes. Do you have some breaks between classes?
Yeah, breaks between classes. We have a recess, which is we can eat something. They last for 15 minutes. And for some reason that the A building is they are not, we have to use toilets in the B buildings, and it's very far away. The school is very big, and do you know what the size of the PE room is?
No.
It's like 9 times more than the rooms I'm studying.
Wow.
9 times more. So the size, we can just duplicate this room 9 more. Wait, probably not 9, but 16 more. Yeah, well, I have to duplicate this room 16 more times to fix that. And you know that till this month, my school yard is the same as in the PE. The whole school yard is very big, but it just fits. Just fits 100% in the PE room. Unfortunately, because I'm not allowed to use phones and computers during the PE class, so I can't have any photos. So you cannot imagine how big it is. And the last thing that I want to say is like sleeping. Again, because you know that in the evening, no, in the morning, at weekend, wait, actually there's two things I have to say. The first thing is my uncle allow me and her son to wake up at whatever time they want. The maximum is 12. So I think that we can play computer games like a lot, and we just wake up at 12 like that.
Wow.
Because that you know that people in Australia sometimes they skip breakfast in the weekends.
To be honest, sometimes we also skip.
You just sleep until 12, like that.
Oh no, we are not doing that. Yeah. Sometimes we're skipping breakfast. Sometimes during the day. Sometimes like today, I skipped the breakfast because I didn't have time. Because my first class started with one Vietnamese student at 10 a.m.
Yes.
That in your time, in my time, that is 4 a.m. in the morning. I started to have classes today in 4 a.m. So, and I used to have a lot of classes today. Wednesday is my busiest day during the week. Okay, you mentioned before. I just want to check one more time. Do you have in your, for example, when you go to school, do you have a sleeping time? You mentioned earlier about sleeping time.
Oh, yeah, and I have to set back. Oh wait, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I have a little bit of runny nose, so my voice is worse than others. So when foreign tourists that go to Vietnam, they're surprised because of an interesting routines. Is sleeping at noon. This is the kind of things that are other for other developing countries that they don't have, like Canada, America, Australia, France,
Serbia.
Yeah, France, and also your country. Well, we don't have sleeping at noon, but it is essential for Vietnamese. But I don't know the reason why. Yeah, it's a it's like Vietnam is like a multicultural countries. So there are a lot of things that make the foreign tourists surprised like that. So do you know that why? Why? And I know the reason why that in Australia we can't sleep at noon. What? Because of the timetable. We have all classes that is learned in a room, except PE and IT. PE and IT, all other classes just stayed at the same room. That's why that we can have like sleeping at noon because the room doesn't changes. But in Australia, the timetable changes, so there's not anywhere to sleep, and people there don't know what sleeping at noon is. So when I'm go there, I shock a little bit. Like that.
Okay, so this is something that happens. And how do you feel, for example, you mentioned 1 hour. Do you sleep for 1 hour? How often do you sleep?
So I sleep at noon for 1.5 hours at school.
Okay. So do you think this is enough for example, for yourself to restart yourself? Do you think this is enough, or do you think this is good? So what do you think?
I think that I don't know what the reason for sleeping at noon is. Maybe that's because of the rest, like.
Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so that yes, probably when I sleep, we call this power nap. Power nap is, for example, short sleep, but not like you mentioned 1 hour or 19 minutes. So this is something that for us here, I think this is not so good. I usually, when I have a chance, I usually sleep for 45 minutes. You are in a deep sleep for 45 minutes. And after that, I wake up, take a shower, and I'm ready for another set of classes. But today I started 4 a.m. and I didn't stop until now. And I have, after this class, I have another class because this student is your age, but he's living on Malta. So he's from Vietnam, but he's living on Malta, and it's around, soon it will be 4 p.m. We are in the same time zone, so it's okay. I know it's probably it's 10 p.m. Soon it will be 10 p.m. in your country. Is that right?
Yeah.
9:52, yes, but I was saying soon it will be 10 p.m. Okay, and on the weekend, do you have any plans for the weekend?
No, I don't have any just yet. And I think I want, as I said, I want to go to my grandparents' house for three months. So you will see the same background for quite a while.
Okay, and how do they feel about this? Because they will rebuild their house. So how do they feel, your grandparents? Are they happy? Are they satisfied? Worried? How do they feel?
How do they feel? I don't know. Maybe that when I go there, they see what the massive difference from my ugly random house to a beautiful and painted house.
Did they used to talk about this, about emotions that they are having, about building their house, rebuilding their house? Did they speak about this? For example, are they excited? Are they?
No, I think that I don't know what the progress right now. I can't go there because I don't have a place to sleep. So I think that well, I don't know. I think that about when I'm on holidays, I think the time is finished. It's probably the summer holiday. So I will class with you once I enjoy the new house. So you see the same background.
Okay.
You see, this background for quite a while.
Okay, take some pictures. Okay, if you can take some pictures. Okay, you send me some pictures how it looks now, and when that is finished, I just want to see how it will look in the end. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining my class. Okay, so see you tomorrow at 9:30. I wish you a good night. Enjoy. You deserve it, definitely, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye.